How's it going, everybody? If you are a contractor curious about environmental or pollution liability insurance and whether your business needs it and just some of the basics around this coverage, then this video is for you. Whether you're doing excavation or underground work, or maybe demolition or anything dealing with chemicals, or maybe septic work, or maybe you're a general contractor that subs some of that type of work out. Environmental risks are definitely something that you should be aware of and can be very expensive if you are not covered properly. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it, and before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, and if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like, share, pass it along with anyone else as well. So environmental insurance, sometimes called pollution liability insurance, helps protect your business if you are held responsible for pollution or environmental damage. And this could be things like maybe a fuel spill, potentially mold, asbestos, or maybe contamination runoff at a job site. With this coverage, it is important to know that most general liability insurance policies will exclude pollution coverage. So this is where this environmental liability insurance policy will come into play. And what type of contractors will typically need this coverage? If your work involves any sort of transporting of hazardous materials, or if you're digging or disrupting any sort of soil, and then if you're maybe installing tanks, pipes, anything of that nature underground, or maybe just working near water areas or other maybe more sensitive environmental areas, then environmental insurance is definitely something that you should be considering, because these are situations where even a potential small mistake could lead to big costs, big legal fees, if there ever is an incident. And also, depending on who you're working with and the contracts you have in place, it could even be an insurance requirement in those contracts to carry environmental insurance. So if you are maybe bidding on any public work or large commercial projects, this could come up. And now, what will an environmental policy typically cover? It will typically cover things like third-party bodily injury or property damage, any potential cleanup or remediation costs from an incident, and then the legal costs if there is a lawsuit because of the event. And with these environmental policies, it is very important to know that every policy will be different. A lot of times these types of policies will be placed through what is called the excess and surplus lines market. So sometimes these insurance companies are non-admitted carriers, and the policy forms and coverages, everything of that nature, can be very different from one policy to another and one insurance company to another. So things like on-site versus off-site contamination, and then specific endorsements like for mold, asbestos, or the transportation of hazardous materials. These are all specific coverage areas that, again, can be different from one policy to another. So it is important to make sure that you understand the exposures that your business is covered for through the policy that you have in place. So overall, with all this, if your business does involve doing any sort of work where pollution or environmental risk is a possibility, having an environmental liability policy in place is a very good idea, because if there ever is any sort of incident, big or small, you really never know what the potential cost could be. And because this coverage can be very different from a lot of others, and one policy can be different from another, it's definitely worth working with somebody that can compare options for you and make sure that the policy you have in place does fit your business needs. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your environmental liability insurance or commercial insurance program as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever is easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly or leave them in the comments below. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.